Hey, I'm Guy.
I'm John.
It's our YouTube channel. We're glad you're here. Subscribe to this channel and give this video a like. We appreciate it.
Podcast below in the description. Subscribe to that as well.
We're sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka,
#1 vodka in America.
crafted to be savored responsibly. They're the 7th seed at this moment in time. Philly is 6-7 behind a dramatic Minshew blowout victory today. Minnesota is 5-7. They helped out, even though you had the head-to-head with them anyway. They lost to the Lions. Carolina on a bye is 5-7 and a mess. Atlanta got blown out at 5-7. New Orleans is 5-7. And so, again, who are you fighting for? You're fighting with Washington. You're fighting with Philly. Are you fighting with Minnesota? Because you're effectively 2 games ahead of them, even though it's 1 in the loss column because you beat them. So you're still actually in okay shape. Now, the problem is we can't really trust you to win
any
next
game.
Week. Yeah, any game. Exactly. Better way to put it. But despite all of that, they're in okay shape for the playoffs. They're luck. I mean, it feels like they get nothing but bad luck. Don't let anybody tell you the Niners only get bad luck and everything goes against them, because they don't look like a 7 seed right now, and yet they are.
So they have 1, 2, I guess because they have the Thursday night game. They have 5 games remaining. Are they more likely to go 2-3 or 3-2 in those 5 games? Just without, we know the opponent's Thursday night game, but like just when you say a 5-game stretch, do you feel 3-2 or 2-3 more likely?
3-2 is my first inclination because they're just in all these games enough that 2 of them are against teams that I know they're better than, Atlanta and Houston, and then that means win one of the other 3. So that's my gut reaction. You?
I would just say it's a coin flip. It wouldn't shock me if they went 3-2, but by no means if they went 2-3, it would shock me either, right? Because we know the majority of these games are going to be a shit show. Most of the games they played in, even when they were losing, were tight. And clearly back to just the button-down operation, their special teams, their margin for error is just naturally small. They're not as good. They have some injuries. 9-8, you're in the playoffs. 8-9, you still might be in the playoffs, but you could miss too. So, like, they still should make the playoffs, but I'm not confident. And if they won this game, they just would have easily got in, because they could have gone 2-3, and they would have got to 9-8, and they would have been in.
Yeah. If they miss the playoffs, then they'll have other moments that we can point to and blame them for, but this one should not be forgotten. A Seattle team that was 3-8 that you had the lead on, and
a sizable lead, sizable lead with the ball.
And your sloppiness contributed to their score before the half. Your sloppiness contributed to their score after the half. Just didn't play like a playoff team.
I would say one area they're probably lucky is they have the tiebreaker right with Philly. Washington, just the way their schedule breaks up, they're not going to sweep Philly and Dallas, right? So even if they split those 2 games,
their other game is New York Giants,
who are a tough bad team just because they keep it low scoring, right? They play some defense, but let's even give football team the win there.
Mike Glennon today.
Do you think the football team, if you had to just look at their schedule, 2 Eagles, 2 Dallas,
split
Giants,
3-2,
so they're getting to 9-8?
Don't you think? Because what's their week? The Giants is their. It would help them if like Dallas was their weeks. Although Dallas might have to win at the end of the year. If their week 18 game was Dallas, their week 18 game is the Giants, I think.
The Niners could get lucky that the Rams could have the 5 seed wrapped up going into that final game and really throw it. Because we know McVay will, right? If he knows he's playing Dallas.
Yeah, well, Stafford might need the rest at this point. He got hurt, banged up.
To me, that's got written. Will people freak out? Like if the Eagles need the Niners to lose?
Washington's at the Giants. Eagles have a bye this week, then play football team, the Giants, at the football team. Then they finish with Dallas.
So all those teams play each other, right?
Yeah. Yep. Minnesota is Pittsburgh at Chicago, Rams at Green Bay, Chicago. But like you said, you got tiebreakers.
Today was a killer loss for Minnesota. Today was
awful.
Today was devastating to the old Minnesota Vikings. You see Dan Campbell go for it late in the game at his own 30.
He got it.
No, he didn't.
Drive he got it on, or he didn't get it?
No, he didn't. They ran a play action. Jared Goff got destroyed. Then I don't even know. I can't even remember what happened, but maybe Minnesota missed a field goal. Maybe they kicked a field goal, and then he drove the length of the field, a minute 40 left. He was trying to win. I mean, I'm not nitpicking Dan Campbell. None of his games. Who gives a shit?
Good for him.
But
I watched their game-winning touchdown 7 times in a row. I was so happy for them.
Here's what I do know. Even after this loss, this would be a hard one this year to shake if Kyle Shanahan misses the playoffs. Because you lived in the short term and you still failed. Mm-hmm. That to me is like, it'd be a hard, like he would lose some equity with people. And he's ebbed and flowed this season. That's naturally when you're struggling. But like, you got to make the playoffs this year, man. You have to. Especially when it's like, who are you battling? The football team and Minshew and Hurts. Like that's your main competition now.
Yeah, and you've had injuries, sure. But again, look at who we're talking about here. We're not talking about competing with Tampa Bay and Green Bay at this point. In Arizona for the 1 seed, that thing's long gone. Winning the division. We're not talking about winning the division. The bar has been lowered this year. It's a lower bar that I think he's being asked to hurdle. That's it.
Think about this guy. More than likely.
And part of it too, but by the way, sorry, and part of it too, if you miss the playoffs, we'd say you misjudged your team. You thought this team was good enough to make the playoffs. That's why you stuck with Garoppolo. Fine. That's what I am for, chasing the playoffs to not develop your quarterback, even though your quarterback means he hasn't played in 2 years. Fine. I get that. I'm good with it. I support it as of this moment in time. But you got to make the playoffs then. And we'd be talking about missing the playoffs. We'd be sitting there, John, if the Niners missed the playoffs on Wild Card Weekend, watching what? The Eagles, Packers, and the football team Bucks playing? Going, you didn't miss the playoffs in a year when everybody won 10 games. Like the year remember the Patriots missed the playoffs with Castle, even though they won 10 games, 11 games. Yeah. Okay, fine. Like that's not what we're talking about this year. So what
even last year, remember the Dolphins missed it. They won 10-6, and it took 11 to get in the AFC. Like that, you went 10-6. Like I can't talk too much shit about your season. That's pretty good.
This one's a double-edged sword. Yeah. What benefits you is the NFC is down, but it's also going to cut you deeper if you miss the playoffs in this NFC. Sorry, keep that. I wanted to finish that point.
He's 1-4 this year in the division. I mean, he got swept by Kingsbury and Pete. That hurts.
It does. Hurt.
That's bad. Like you're not going to finish like the last place team in your division beat you twice. To me, just losing those, and even if, let's say the Rams, it's hard to tell because that game they might just mail it in. So you might get lucky to go 2-4. And obviously, if they just play the Rams, they match up well against them. But holy shit. Pete and Cliff swept you?
And it's one thing if it's just an all-time career year for Cliff and they go, 13 and, at this point, even 13-4 seems.
Well, he's been playing them well, you know?
Yeah, my point is if Pete's going to go, what is their record going to be? Like, people are going to get fired or traded or something. Seattle's just.
Yeah, Seattle doesn't win this game against, the Jets, right? they would have lost this.
No. So.
It's just, yeah.
Yeah, they're not dead, but Kyle's part of the question is can Kyle, here's what I know. They play like that, they're not a playoff team. If they throw 2 interceptions and commit 10 penalties, they're not making and a special teams fumble and a special teams touchdown, they are not making the playoffs. They're not. So can they fix it this week? Can they fix it next week?
And also you play the Bucks or the Packers and Jimmy's playing like you lose 40-12.
Yeah, if you play that game, yeah. But Jimmy's just liable to beat the Packers.
No, I'm talking in the playoffs.
If you play that game, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you play that game, yeah. But I also think you get into the playoffs against the Packers, fuck. Right now, go to liquidiv.com. Use the promo code HAM for 25% off everything. Get your hydration on.
Also, for our small business owners, are you guys hiring right now? I know a lot of people are. Indeed.com/ham. $75 off your first job post.
You can win that game.
What about Bucks?
Harder.
You can't run it against them.
No, and it'll be an all-time Brady game.
Against the Niners?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brady might actually give up home field advantage to play that game in Santa Clara.
Yeah.
But you know what? Yeah, I want to play that game there.
Yeah. Oh, you remember when you told me no for that guy? that I, pretended to like, and I do kind of like personally if we're just having cocktails, but I don't like when he's on my team and sniffing down my neck because he shouldn't be sniffing down my neck. I'm a way better player.
My childhood team, I wanted to come back and play at home.
Now, it's weird. Jimmy was better when he was around Brady than he is now. He's getting worse.
What's the way
That's the thing. It's not really arguable. Jimmy is getting worse. Like, the more he has to play. Again, when I say more, the more he has to throw. The more you have to throw
that's
in
not
a game,
new. I don't think
that's pretty
new.
telling.
Yeah, but I don't think that's new. I think that is the situation. That's just him.
So the people that went after the people defending the playoff game where he threw it 8 times, they were right. Even though in that individual instance, like, of course you're just going to run it, but it was clear that, like, Jimmy's best game is when he throws it 8 times.
That combined with what happened at the end of the half against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan has told us what he thinks in those spots. We know 2 things in those situations. We know Kyle really values what happens at the end of the half in terms of scoring late and then getting the ball to start the second half, that kind of thing. He values that a lot. And yet when given the chance to take advantage of it, sometimes he doesn't do it because he doesn't fully trust his quarterback to not let the other team score.
Well, unless he's just remarkable early on, like, I doubt he's just going to feel great with Trey Lance right away doing that, right?
Yeah, but I mean, we give a quarterback at that age and this level of experience time. The question is like,
but this is what I'm saying. There's going to be people aren't going to want to lose next year.
I know
the heat is just going to. And this is part of being an NFL head coach. The heat's high, right? Division I, Power 5 football, heat's high on all these guys. In the SEC, the Big Ten, hell, the fucking Pac-12, the heat is really high in the NFL. I mean, it just is.
What, John? That's a great point. Because you missed the playoffs this year. Are they going to look like a Super Bowl contender next year?
Super Bowl contender?
Right. Are they going to be a playoff team, obviously, all year long?
Playoffs?
They have trouble in all 3 phases. Well, I know this. Rookie quarterbacks, part of the reason I thought Trey Lance would be in good hands with the 49ers is because I thought they'll be solid on defense. Frankly, I'm kind of like Kyle. Didn't even think about special teams in the offseason. Didn't even consider that it would be a net negative. And you got playmakers around. You'll make a few plays, and you'll run the rock, and you'll be good. Well, again, that's what this team is supposed to be. This 49ers team is basically supposed to be a team that is built in the same way that you build a team around a young quarterback. Just have them make a few plays, run the ball, play defense, don't do anything stupid, win football games. That's the way this 49ers team without a young quarterback is built to play. And they're 500. Are they going to be 500 with a rookie quarterback trying to play this way? I don't know. That would feel like a win at this point, though. If I told you right now, Trey Lance starts 17 games next year, on December 5th of next year, the Niners are a 500 team and are the 7th seed in the playoffs. Would you take that right now?
Yeah. I would say the difference, though, is like the team, you get rid of Jimmy, you have so much more money, the salary cap goes up. Like, you do have a lot of ammo.
Good point.
You got $25 million of Jimmy, then you got $20 million of the cap increasing. Or actually, I saw someone tweeted out the last couple of days, like 180 to potentially like 210. So, I mean, you could gain $50 million pretty easily for a team that's been, I would say, a little up against it the last couple of years, right? In terms of like, so it's just the way the NFL works, turnover. You could just, I mean, they've played this season. One thing I think we'll look back, like Josh Norman was our starting corner the whole season. Pretty nuts. It'd be one thing. It's like, well, he makes some plays. Well, yeah, he punches the ball out, but when he's a cornerback. So when you have to cover wide receivers, which is his main job, not causing fumbles, he gets destroyed.
You prefer?
I don't blame him. He can't cover the comeback route. He can't cover the go route. He cannot cover. Like, it's not his fault. It is not Josh Norman's fault he can't cover. The evidence is in. It is the 49ers coaching staff, which their head coach is the boss of the entire organization, who keeps giving the go-ahead to throw him out there. Today, when Lenore got the pass interference, good, let him play. Let's just see this kid play. Josh Norman, the same thing's happening. If the ball's caught in front of him, when they show the replay, he gets spun around like a dreidel. When he's beat deep, he's 5 feet behind the guy. And I still can't believe that he pointed at the crowd or the cameraman after Russell Wilson missed him and DK was wide open. Like, bro, that bothers me. That bothers me.
I almost tweeted it, but I'm like, I'm tired I'm always banging on corners for celebrating all the time. But that was one of the worst ones I've ever seen.
It's like, bro, if Russell had a normal throw, DK, I mean, that's the easiest touchdown they've had all season. Josh, you were at the 5-yard line. He was 3 feet into the end. He was over the pylon. What are you celebrating? How
John,
are you with a straight conscious celebrating?
Pinned him on the sideline, John. Pinned him on the sideline. It's all about riding him, knocking him off his path, pinning him up against the sideline, and leaving Russell nowhere to throw the football. I mean, if you can't see that, then I don't know how to. I don't know. That's cornerback 101, John.